On September 10, 2025, the campus of Utah Valley University was packed with thousands of energetic students. Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk had just taken the stage for his American comeback tour. He smiled, threw hats into the crowd, and began to speak. Then, a single, sharp crack echoed through the courtyard. A single bullet struck the 31-year-old commentator directly in the neck. Panic erupted instantly. Witnesses described a horrifying scene as Kirk collapsed in a pool of blood. 6 men rushed the stage and carried him to an SUV. He was rushed to Timpanogos Regional Hospital, but it was already too late. Hours later, Donald Trump officially announced to the nation on Truth Social that Charlie Kirk was dead. Law enforcement acted rapidly. Surveillance footage pointed to a lone gunman perched 430 feet away on the roof of the Losey Center. Within days, police arrested Tyler Robinson, a 23-year-old local resident. The prosecution's case against Robinson appeared airtight. Investigators discovered a rifle wrapped in a towel nearby, covered in Robinson's DNA. More chillingly, the bullet used in the killing was engraved with the words, "Hey fascist, catch," which prosecutors argued proved a direct political motive. Furthermore, texts revealed that Robinson messaged his roommate Lance Twiggs right after the shooting, stating he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and took it. To the state of Utah, this was a straightforward, politically motivated murder. They immediately pushed for the death penalty. But online, a completely different story was being spun. Within hours of Kirk's death, the MAGA influencer ecosystem exploded with deep suspicion. Leading the charge was Kirk's former Turning Point USA colleague turned fierce antagonist, Candace Owens. Owens rejected the lone wolf theory entirely, platforming a web of alternative narratives. She leaked private text messages Kirk had sent just 2 days before his death regarding sensitive foreign policy disputes. On her podcast, she heavily implied that Kirk's murder wasn't the work of Tyler Robinson alone, but rather a highly sophisticated, multi-layered conspiracy. Conspiracists began pointing fingers at everyone from international intelligence agencies to figures inside Kirk's own inner circle. Theorists like John Bray went so far as to claim the rooftop rifle shot was completely staged. They pushed the wild, exploding microphone theory, suggesting a device had been planted directly on stage by deep state operatives or employees to guarantee his death.
Explanation for why the neck wound is rectangular and has delayed bleeding and no characteristics of a high-velocity impact. We have no explanation for the rectangular object we see falling out of the wound that precedes the bleeding that we see, that is bleeding that has no pulse, that shows that Charlie was in full cardiac arrest before the blood even starts to erupt from the wound. We have no explanation for why they dug the dirt and the grass from underneath Charlie over the weekend. We have no explanation of why they cut the seats and the carpet out from the SUV that took Charlie to the hospital. We have no explanation of why the hospital was cleared beforehand. We have no explanation of why the medical examiner does a medical exam with no real witnesses that we can identify, why they haven't been called to testify in court, and why they later moved to a different state. We basically have no explanation for the things that happened to Charlie. While we have lots of inferred circumstantial evidence that links Tyler Robinson to the crime, we don't really have any hard evidence of Tyler Robinson being seen at the scene of the crime, or the weapon that they claim that killed Charlie being at the scene of the crime. No evidence of a rifle discharge on the roof. There's no evidence of Tyler being on the roof other than a screwdriver being found, which has a broken chain of custody. All we have is mystery when it comes to the official narrative. While we have real tangible evidence that Charlie wasn't killed with a 30-06, that his Rogue Wireless Pro microphone was modified and set to detonate, and that explains the movements of the shirt, the necklace breaking, the components of the microphone turns into shrapnel, causes his shirt collar to raise up, causes the rectangular neck wound, causes the fragmentation, gives a motive to dig the grass out, sell the SUV, and pull the carpet out, and confiscate all the clothes of the people that took Charlie to the hospital, because anything that was in and around Charlie after the event could be tested for bomb residue. So it reconciles all the unexplained phenomenon that we see. It explains all the strange happenings after the fact. It gives us closure. What we do with that, I don't know.
Even more shockingly, fringe corners of the internet began turning their eyes on Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, suggesting the infiltration went all the way into his home. These doubts in her was created by things such as taking over Turning Point USA immediately after Charlie's death, which had people thinking she orchestrated the killing to take control of the organization, and also her willingness to give high-profile media interviews shortly after Charlie's death. Today, a massive disconnect remains. Inside the Utah courtroom, defense attorneys are frantically fighting Robinson's death penalty, arguing the evidence is flawed and that Robinson's motives have been misrepresented. But outside the courtroom, the facts barely seem to matter. To millions of viewers online, Charlie Kirk's death has been turned into a permanent, highly profitable internet mystery. Whether Tyler Robinson acted completely alone out of political hatred, or if a deeper, coordinated plot took place on that stage in Utah, Charlie Kirk's sudden end permanently altered the landscape of American political media.